here we are. It is now like 2-3 days after the launch of Verdansk, and I just wanted to have a discussion as to what are my thoughts so far on the map, the update. Do I think Warzone is back? Do I think we are saved? Do I think all of the things that we have seen so far? By the way, I'm not playing here. This is just some of the gameplay that I got in the background. Just having a little chat. I was gonna watch someone's video on their opinions and kind of commentate over the top of it. But before I do that, and before I get other people's takes, I want to give mine, because I want a kind of place that you guys can come and down in the comments be like, this is what I like, this is what I don't, because there's a few big things that I think need to be talked about. But as a whole, I think we are back in Warzone to a state that will get improved on and needs improvement. It's a really good base, just like Warzone 1, the original Warzone when it first came out, was a really good base. And some of the things that they did to it over time were very, very bad, and some things were good. And based off of what we're seeing right now with the player count, based off of what we're seeing right now with the Steam numbers, which are sitting right around 100,000 concurrently, it's decent, but I don't think it's as good as people. I think what people were expecting, maybe 200,000, but it's double what it was before the update. So as of right now, good. But does it keep those player numbers, and how can it keep those player numbers is some of the things. So I have a few notes written down here. First off, we have plates and money. These are the two biggest complaints that I see. One of them I think is right, and one of them I think is wrong. Number one, plates. People are running out of plates like there's no tomorrow, because the plate system in game right now is the most you can have is 8 if you have one of the vests. And let's be honest, those vests are very, very rare. And if you don't, the most you can have is 5. And then most of the time, bodies are only dropping like 1, 2. I don't often see 3 plates. And I think the fix for this is very, 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 very easy. I actually think the amount of plates that you find on the ground, the amount of plates that you find in chests is okay. But I think how you improve this one is simple. You just make it so every time you kill someone, they drop 3 plates. That's it. That way, if you lose all your armor, you kill someone, you can replay it up fully, and you don't necessarily get any extra. If they have more than 3 plates, for sure, you get more than 3 plates. But I think that's a simple solution, and boom, just like that. Now, the reason why they have done what they've done with plates and money is to make your life feel more important, and they've done a good job at that. Less buyback zones, less opportunities to buy back, things along those lines make it so that when you're alive. Also, check this out. This is the 2 bots fighting each other in the gulag. It's hilarious. Anyway, we'll come back to the whole bot mode thing in a second. What was I saying? Yeah, lives are more important than ever, and that's the way the game felt back at the beginning. So I think now at this point we have regular Warzone, which feels like your life matters, a normal battle royale, and then we have Resurgence, which is your more crazy. If you want that type of mode, you can go and play that. So I think that's perfect. Money, there is actually a lot of money on the map if you want it. The way you get the money is you do contracts. Believe it or not, that's the way Warzone was at the very beginning. You weren't getting thousands and thousands of dollars randomly in loot boxes, and you still can. If you find orange chests, you can get $5,000 out of each of those orange chests. So it's quite possible to find them. I don't think we need more money. You can get money if you do contracts, because the more contracts you do, the higher your multiplier is. Therefore, the more money you get from each contract, and it's 100% doable. And that's what I used to do back in the day. Is actually what you're seeing here is I would just go in, get a contract or a bounty, and then just do them over and over and over again until I was out of them. And by the end, you do a contract. Speaking of orange chests, as you can see, you get a little bit more money out of those ones. I didn't get 5,000 in that one, but you see the point. I don't think money is an issue. I really, really don't. And people are probably going to disagree with that. But again, this is the thing that makes it feel more like a battle royale. If you have enough money for a buyback, that should be a luxury that you have in your money. It shouldn't just be, I always have enough money to buy people back. And on top of that, they've reduced buy stations. And I don't know. I think all of those change are mostly good. I think plates are a little bit too low. And then the other one is ground loot. The amount of times I have picked up Sarkovs or DM10s because it's the only weapon I could find over and over and over and over again is silly. And that I think is contradictory to being a good battle royale. Because traditionally in a battle royale, it's all about what you can find and what you can loot. If you find a UAV out of a chest, that's amazing. If you find an airstrike out of a chest, that's amazing. If you find a gas mask out of a chest, great. But you can't find freaking good weapons because all of the weapons that drop are bad, which therefore puts more emphasis on loadouts, and it's less of a battle royale in that circumstance. So I think having a wider variety of weapons you can, speaking of DM10s on the ground and crappy snipers, things like that, you see what I'm talking about. So I think that's one big area, big area for improvement. So improve the loot pool on the ground, a little bit more armor dropping from bodies, and I think the money is fine. Now, I wanted to talk about some other things that people have talked about, be it good or bad, in regards to Warzone. Now, one is zip lines going up, ascenders, as well as redeploy balloons and things like that. I've seen a lot of people say that redeploy balloons need to be back in the game, personal redeploy balloons, things like that. And in fact, if you go and play Plunder right now, all of the buildings, tall buildings, have the outside ascenders on them. Redeploy or personal redeploys, the ones that you hold on to and you fly up in the air, they're in the game, and it speeds it up a lot, which as of right now I think is a bad thing. I don't think we need any of that stuff. The outside ascenders, yes, I'm fine with those ones, but not like personal redeploy balloons. It changes the game in the way that it's played so much, and I think people are just getting reused to having to actually use vehicles to get around the map, and the vehicles are really good. The mobility on them, except for the cargo trucks suck, but other than that, I think the vehicles are really good, and it makes up for those not being able to use redeploy balloons. And I personally, I like that better. I think there's going to be people that disagree with that, and if you do, please let me know. I would love to hear what you guys are thinking about this as of right now. So yeah, the personal redeploy thing. Also, I just want to say this really fast. This is the bot mode, the casual mode of Warzone. If you haven't played this, just play one game. I don't play this with friends. It's just I'll hop in solo quads in this just because it's hilarious. The bots, oh my god. First of all, whoever made the bot AI, hilarious. They walk in a room, they'll see you. The first thing that they will do is throw a grenade. Almost no matter what, throw a grenade. And so you'll know that they're there. Footsteps are incredibly loud. That's the other thing I want to talk about, footsteps. So anyway, the bots suck. It's hilarious. Unless they have a sniper, they can get very lucky because they basically have aimbot and snipers are strong. So that's one circumstance where they don't suck, but still really funny. Footsteps. Footsteps, in my opinion, are extremely loud, which I think is a good thing, because to get around that, you have to crouch walk, aim down sights. There's many ways to get around that and be silent. But unlike original Warzone, at least I've never seen it, there's no dead silence field upgrade, which a lot of people complained about in the past. So I do think that's a good thing. But man, can you hear footsteps from a long ways away? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I have my settings tuned in correctly, but I haven't really changed anything. I just find footsteps incredibly loud, which I think at this point is a big positive. Also, lag and cheaters. We need to talk about that. So you'll see right there, I just hit a big lag spike and almost died to a bot because of it. I haven't had a lot of lag. That's great. What you just saw there is probably the most lag I've had since Verdansk launched, which to me is really good. Now I still feel like the server tick rate is too low. I feel like there's circumstances where someone's shooting at me and on my screen it looks like they are not looking at me. But because Warzone has slowed down as a whole, because of less redeploy balloons, because of a bunch of changes with armor and money and things like that, because it's slowed down a bit, I think it feels better server-wise because there's not as many demons running around, which cause that desync between the servers and what you are seeing. So in that case, it's a little better. I still think it needs to be on better servers. Since Verdansk has launched, I have not run into a single hacker personally. Now, I've done well. I've got wins. I haven't felt like my skill-based matchmaking went too far off the rockers, although after we got the win, it got pretty sweaty. Personally, I have not seen a single hacker. Now, since Verdansk came out, I haven't played Black Ops 6. And I've heard that the hackers are now worse in Black Ops 6 than Warzone. Maybe something to do with a change in anti-cheat. I don't know. But again, personally, I have not seen a single one. So on my end, I have to say that the hacking situation is better. But again, if you disagree with that and you've seen something counterintuitive to that, please let me know. So what have we gone through? We've gone through the money, contracts. I think when they add in more types of contracts, it might be better for this situation and add increased amounts of money. But yeah, you can get money. You just got to do contracts. Armor needs to be improved. Gunplay, time to kill. Okay, this is one. I don't think it's actually been as controversial as I thought. So with this season, they've decreased the time to kill, meaning you kill people faster. I thought I wasn't going to like this. I thought it was going to decrease the skill gap, which it did slightly, but I think I like it. I don't know why, but I think I like it. I think one of the problems with the servers is when you have, now this is a bad example here. See how I get shot from the side? That's a bot. If that was a person, I might have just died because the time to kill was so fast. I doubt it, but it's possible. But with the server desync, you would think having a faster time to kill would be a problem. But I think because of the server tick rate, when you had a longer time to kill and the gunfights were extended longer, the desync was a bigger deal because the more it desynced over a longer period of time, the worse it felt. Again, I don't make video games. I could be wrong about that. That's just a guess because I have felt since they've decreased the time to kill, made it faster, that it's been better. But again, maybe that's just me. So I'm not 100% sold on the time to kill. I think this is where the final thing that I want to talk about comes in, and that's the longevity of Verdansk, the longevity of Warzone. I think the longevity of the game has nothing to do with this map. I think this map is a great starting area because this is the best map that they've ever had. 100%. After playing it again, it's like this map had the most character, the most intrigue, I think the most balance, period. So we have a great base. It's what they do with this now, and this needs to be done in two ways. First of all, I don't think they leave the game stagnant. I don't think they don't change everything. Okay, they fixed it, leave it alone. No, I think you change things. I think if they added redeploy balloons in, even though I don't want it, I would be like, okay, let's try this. Give it a week, give it 2 weeks. And if players do not like it, vault it, remove it, put a survey in game. After a week of having it in there, send a survey out to every person, say, we want to hear what you think about redeploy balloons, keep them or get rid of them. Great. That gives the players the option. Then it's not up to the devs, because let's be honest, the devs make wrong decisions half the time. Make the TTK longer for a week. Give people a chance to experience. That keeps it fresh. Have a test. Have a test. By the way, there's supposed to be a zip line outside. They don't have those right now. Just thought I'd point that out. Test it. Test having more zip lines. Test having less zip lines. Test these things. Leave it for a week. See if players notice a difference. See if they don't. Experiment with it. Allow change to happen naturally and what people actually want and what the majority of people actually want. And hey, if we get too far away from what we want, just freaking reset it again. Okay. The other thing is in-game events and map stuff. One thing that I'm going to have a video out on Ink Slasher on Monday is a story video. They have added a substantial amount of story in a very, 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 very strange way. And I think it's setting up for something big on this map narratively and story-wise. And I think we need that. We need things like intel on the map every 2 weeks. We need things like cutscenes that have to do with the story. We need events in game that keep it fresh. It's not going to be, I hear footsteps here. That's why I'm like tripping. I do figure it out eventually. The game needs things that keep it fresh. And unfortunately, with Urzikstan and honestly with Verdansk originally, they did not do enough to keep this map fresh. It took seasons to open up Stadium. It took seasons to add trains in. It took seasons for them to refresh anything with Verdansk 84. They need to be more frequent and more interesting with the updates of maps. Again, I don't think they should leave the map the way that it is now. I think very quickly they should open up Stadium, add in trains, make changes that weren't originally there as well. And I think they're going to do that. Add in bunker Easter eggs. Don't wait to the mid-season to do this. Do this every 2 weeks. Add in intel. Add in challenges. The weekly event that we have right now, the Return to Verdansk event, it's okay. It's better than every other event that we've had in Black Ops 6 this year. It's better than just get XP. It's better, I think, than just do random challenges, but that's as close as this one gets. I think what would have been better is instead of having random spawns for the safes, have 1 or 2 spawns per region that were very difficult to find, and then leave them there. Like, not right out in the open. Throw them in a corner underneath airport and have people go looking there. It would have them experience the map more and learn specific locations. This one is just kind of like random spawns and RNG. And then there's that skin that's currently in the game that I have not seen a single person get. I think JGod tweeted saying he's opened 350 safes and has not received the skin yet. I'm probably around 100, haven't received the skin yet. So yeah, that's a little silly, and I think that needs to be fine-tuned. But I guess what I'm saying is, as a whole, this is the best base that we've had for Warzone since the launch of Warzone. So now that they have that honed in, also one other thing, one negative thing that I'll say is, based off of the trailers, I thought this map was going to look amazing. To me, it looks like almost identical to original Verdansk, and I don't know if anyone disagrees with that. Like, lighting is better, 100%. Like inside lighting, like as we look through these different supply book containers, that the lighting in that was chalk before. Like, you couldn't see bodies in there. It's better now. But honestly, because of that lighting, I think those areas actually look more cartoony. So it looks technically, I think, worse, but it plays better because of it. And that's more important in the long run. But yeah, I don't think this map looks substantially better than it originally did. It almost seems like they just re-released it. Puddles on the ground look better, things like that. But as a whole, nothing huge difference wise. So, like I was saying, as a whole, great base that we are starting out on. I think it can only get better from here, but I'm skeptical because we've been here before. Quite literally, we've seen how they've taken something great and essentially destroyed it. We've seen what they have done here, and I'm worried about that. And I think testing things out week after week and getting people's opinions on it is what they should do. Hell, that's what Fortnite has done. That's why Fortnite is so different now than what it was before, is because each week they'd add in a new weapon or a new item, a new game-changing element like movement or climbing or things like that. And when people say they don't like it, they get rid of it. And when people say they like it, they keep it. And I think that would be a really great thing for the community to do as a whole, because we've seen that the developers make wrong decisions. So clearly the players wanted this update, and clearly they're enjoying it. The player numbers are up. You just have to keep them. In-game events, good changes frequently, and listen to the community. I think you do those 3 things, the player numbers will continue to rise. I'm curious over the next couple days where the players number will sit on Saturday and Sunday. This video should be coming out on Saturday. But yeah, this is a place now for you to get your opinions out there. If you disagree with the armor, if you disagree with the loot, if you disagree with anything that I said about the game, please let me know. This casual mode is hilarious. I'm never going to play it with friends, but just to hop in, get some kills, even get camos on weapons. It's pretty good. The bots actually count as kills for camos. So keep that in mind. Let me know what you're thinking. Thanks for watching. Let me get this kill and have a good one.